Astoria. Looks idyllic, don't it? As long as I can remember, I always wanted to be a hero. To me, being a hero and traveling around was better than being the king of Kamatchkalan. A hero is somebody in a city full of nobodies. And that brings me to the crew. There was Neris and Shield, and then there was Elvira and Sai. Then you had Naime and Suda. You see, Neris, the druid. Neris, she'd heal up a friend or rain down destruction on an enemy. And Shield, the barbarian. He might have moved slow, but only because Shield didn't have to move for nobody. And Elvira, for somebody who eats bugs and lives in a tree, boy, is that bird a firebug. And then Sai, whose name is unpronounceable. The best anyone can do is sigh like the rustling of leaves in a summer breeze. And then you have Naime. Unless things get serious, then you might get Suda. And most people don't live long enough to talk about Suda. And anyway, snitches get stitches. So that's the crew. And this is Kamatchkalan Chronicles. We're back. It's Thursday night. It's Heroes and Hooligans. Kamatchkalan Chronicles. This is the crew. It's the crew. Say hello, crew. Who wants to give us a
hello, crew?
Hello, crew.
Who wants to give the recap from last week?
Yes, I would love to do that in only a way that everybody's favorite Thursday Bard could possibly do. Let me clear my throat, make sure I have my proper birdly singing voice on. So, first things first. Sai and Suda had a moment. Suda admits that she is not Naime and explains that they are sisters and share a body. Lay gasp. But nobody else knows this because it was a secret, tender moment. And we can't tell secrets because snitches get stitches. And then Sai had a meeting with the trees. The trees explained how they protect their mycelium network. They mentioned about spores going far away. Every spruce thinks it's a sequoia. Ha, ha, ha. Every so often, there are people who are permitted to come and take saplings from the valley. Trees permit them to do so. And then the bomb drops. Sai is actually from this grove, and Russell is Sai's uncle. And then they also gave one last little bit of advice before the sweet and tender conversation they were having. Take care of the wolves. They are not the enemy. And then we went up, finally, to our original intended mission point, which was the battle scene on the ridge. We got up there, and things were not as we expected. There were signs of a battle and a disturbance. And there was also something shiny and glittery in the sunlight. Initially, I had my suspicions that it was a dragon hiding under a giant pile of treasure and bones, but against my much given advice, Naime decided to head forward and scout. Luckily so, they got to first be the one to experience the aroma of these beautiful hills. It smelled like rotting corpses. It was awful. But it really ended up looking more like a hunting outpost rather than anything else. There were 8 bodies lying about. There was like a feather-like pattern and torn bits and pieces laying in the wreckage. And we ended up finding out it was like a dragon costume, not an actual dragon. And then after spending a moment with the shadows, I was able to find out that it was a caravanserai of nomads, innocent people that were murdered. Sad Panda is sad. There were some tracks leading away from this place, and we ended up tracing them and finding them out, like seeing a clearing out in the distance as well. And the tracks ended up heading down towards Small Axe Lodge. Really what we had figured out at the battle scene, that it was not as we were told that it was. It was not like this epic dragon battle. It was innocent folk and families and such that were murdered, slaughtered for no reason. So anyways, we get down to Small Axe. We follow the trail down around the lake and around Heraldus Lake there, down to Small Axe Lodge. And the first thing that we see, OSHA posters. Obnoxious OSHA posters, but of like the medieval sort, not like, the not medieval kind. They all have the name Vestment Intermodal on the bottom of it. Take note of that. You'll need to know it later. It's a logging camp, and Naime is big mad. Big mad! Exclamation point, underline. And yells for the foreman, and a man approaches. He says he don't know nothing about that, and questioned about the deadness, and gives up some information that this is Restoria Logging Company. They are contracted here by Vestment Intermodal to do logging work, and he don't know nothing about nothing else, and nothing about that specifically for anything else. Basically, he explained that protection is outsourced for them, that they come in every spring and summer to log through this forest. Vestment Intermodal provides them with the finances to do so, and in their contract, it also says that they will be protected from anything that could potentially harm them while attempting to make back the investment for Vestment Intermodal. And so they outsource protection for security and things like that. So 2 questions. Who was the outsourced protection we need to find? And where is Vestment Intermodal? But we could find out more information at the City Hall in Astoria. But the fun and interesting thing about this little logging camp is this sweet little bird bebopping around. Not a real bird like me, but a sweet little bird bebopping around, singing her own little song. And she starts singing, "May Mushulu be with you," and things of the sort. All of your tentacles won't let go of me. All of your tentacles won't let go of me. And she sings on like that, which is similar to the song that we heard back in Barneswell's room, or we figured out the pieces. And then there was another part. "I used to believe, but now I know your tentacles won't let me mushoo." And that's, I think, the last piece to the puzzle, friends. And the final bit and piece here is we need to find Genly because he's full of shit.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Elvira. That was a pretty fantastic recap by do we have any questions? Did we miss anything, crew? No?
Kristaps Operandi is the guy who signed the thing for Restoria Logging Company, who is from Vestment Intermodal, and this is Manuel Toparandi or Toparuli. Manuel Toparuli is the leader of this here logging camp, but he don't know nothing about that.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
He didn't know anything about anything.
He indeed didn't know nothing about that.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I think that such a incompetent foreman needs to go somewhere.
I mean, he kept his crew safe. Say that. Very safe work environment. One of the most dangerous careers you can have. I think it's top 10, I believe. That and fisherman, deep sea fisherman. Okay, so the plan is to travel back to Astoria, correct?
That is correct.
Yep.
Now, Reese, do a nature check.
12.
Okay. I don't even know what to make of a 12. 12. You notice that the weather.
Can I do a survival instead?
Sure.
Then it's
you notice that
16.
the weather is starting to change, and then you look into it a little bit more, and you sort of spend some time contemplating the clouds, and you start to see that one of the things you notice is that they're starting to bunch up, maybe bunch up against the mountains. So you got the sea, you got the sea to your east, and you tend to get wind from the south moving upward with the water, and you're seeing this storm starting to form as the clouds sort of get compressed against this mountain range that is to your west. You're sort of between the mountain range and the coast. City is on the coast, and you're starting to see this as you're moving down towards the city, that the sea is certainly getting choppy, and the clouds are really starting to bunch up, and they're starting to move in this sort of south to north fashion in a building sort of way. So you're watching this this weather turn as you walk. It's about a day's journey in, and especially that last half a day. So as you get into near town, why don't we bring up a map of the town? As you get into the town, it is very clear that the weather is turning, and you're sort of coming in from the north here, up at the top. Now, if we go back to the continent map, Astoria, the city, is sort of built in like a natural harbor. You can see that on this map, and the weather is gonna get bad. You can feel it with your 16 survival, being a druid. It's the kind of thing that most people wouldn't see, but you can feel the air shift. You can feel a moisture in the air, and a impending something coming.
So I'd probably turn to whoever's walking next to me and just kind of casually remark, I usually like it when it rains, but I have a feeling I'm not going to like it when it rains this time, because that just doesn't look like the fun kind of rain. Do you know what I mean?
Are you only happy when it rains?
I'm always happy. Way to throw me off guard, Jason.
Would you say that you blame it on the rain?
Sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to blame my sour mood on this rain.
Yeah. All right. We're going to let that... Never mind. Bad joke. Maybe I'll write it in. It's such a bad joke, maybe I'll write it into a future adventure. I don't want to waste it.
Are you going to just let it roll, Jason?
Let it roll.
And the lightning strike? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, as you get into town, you see that this weather is getting violent, and it is. Let's see. Um, Naime. Naime, you've worked on a ship before, correct?
That I have.
So you would have some understanding of tidal charts and things like that.
To some extent, I was
All right.
mostly just a deckhand, but
Mm-hmm.
I always took a little free time to talk with the navigator.
Right, right. You pick things up across the galley table. Why don't you give me an insight check? Since I don't think you have a specific skill, give me an insight check. Um,
Will do, will do. 9.
yeah,
Off to a great start.
you picked the thing up or two, but mostly you were eating in the galley. So um, the weather's turning harsh. Um, it's raining. The wind is picking up. It is. This is a rainy section. Let's face it. Everybody knows this is a temperate rainforest. It's sort of always sort of cool and rainy, but this rain feels a little bit different. Um, and you head into town. You're back in town.
So, Barneswell's first, yeah?
I went after the Grady, Grendel, whatever,
Ginley.
Okay.
Gimli. Yeah.
Yeah, but last we knew, Gendley was where? Oh, yeah, Barneswell's.
I don't like when you guys make me choose which one of you to follow, so I would appreciate it if you would stay together.
It's the same place.
Now let's review. Barneswell was arrested for the murder of Frederick, based on your accusation. Your accusation was based off of the eyewitness account of Genley. Barneswell was the night clerk at Lehman's Lodge, where Genley was staying. Do I have that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing is you want to go to Lehman's Lodge.
Yes.
Barneswell's basement area, I think, is what you're interested in. More
Not
so
yet,
than,
but yes.
but okay. So you get to Lehman's Lodge, and there is a clerk at the desk.
Who
It's
are
not
you?
Barneswell. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
Who are you?
I work here. I don't understand. What?
Barneswell was just arrested. Who are you?
Oh, yes, terrible business. My name is Wilf. Wilf.
Wilf?
Wilf. My full name is Wilfonzo, but people call me Wilf. Yes.
Wonderful to meet you.
Mhm.
We need to know if a guest is still staying here.
We take our guests' privacy very seriously, so I'm not sure I can comment on that.
We already know who he is. Is Ginley still here? Has he left?
Gendley, not ringing a bell.
He was in, and I'll give him the room that Frederick was originally in.
What room was that? Or you're saying the room that Frederick attacked Gendley in?
Yeah, because I think Gimli stayed there. to heal up from
Yeah.
his wounds.
Okay. I think that was room 203.
He attacked us.
Yeah.
Right. So Wilf says, no, I don't think so.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go check because when I was here last, he really needed medical attention, and I'm just gonna check on that,
Well,
and then I'm gonna start walking upstairs.
Are you a guest here? That'll be 1 silver piece for single occupancy without a bathroom, or 2 silver pieces, double occupancy with a bathroom.
I'm going to shake the key that I probably kept from last time because I don't think I turned that back in.
Didn't we keep the whole key ring?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of us turned in the key.
Oh, I didn't realize you were a guest. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'll get back to my book.
Good on
And
you.
this frosty mug of Shabbos.
So we're going to storm up to 203.
Okay,
At least
203.
Naime is storming.
Okay, room 203. You check the key. You take the key. It works in the lock. You open the door, and there's no one in there.
Is there anything in there, like any personal effects or anything?
No.
Can I look around
Nine
and
hells.
see if anything was left behind?
Sure. Go ahead and give me investigation checks.
All right. 15.
I got a 4.
I got a 2.
There's no evidence that anyone has stayed here.
Is the window still broken where Naime almost went out of it?
The window is still broken, yes.
Yeah, the door would have been off its hinges, wouldn't it?
The door's been repaired.
I was going to say, somebody's put a new one up.
Mm-hmm.
Fix the door, not the window.
Yeah, well, glass is hard to come by.
That's
easy to get.
And just going to pick up a random object and chuck it across the room.
Okay. What happened? There's no evidence that anyone has stayed here. You go back down and you talk to Wilf, and Wilf has looks in his logbook and finds all of you in the guest book. You all signed, got your key. There's no evidence that room 203 has been rented in the last 3 months.
What? It was literally like 3 days ago.
Yeah, it was 3 days ago. Wilf is very aware of the arrest, the battle, the Frederick thing. Very aware of all this. Of course he is. But there's no record of anyone staying in that room.
Not even Frederick.
No, Frederick had room 30. I believe it was 301. It was top corner.
Didn't Barneswell have a set of cooked books? Like, wasn't there 2 different sets of books he had? One set was like an actual room list, and the other one was the one that anybody could see just on the desk, if I'm not mistaken.
Go ahead and do an insight check.
22.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Wilf doesn't seem to be bringing that book out.
But does he know about it? That's the question.
No, it's irrelevant if he knows about it or not, because I think Gendley was a fake name, first of all. And second of all, the most important part of this whole place is downstairs.
Yes, I agree. I think we should get downstairs now.
Fine. Let's go treasure hunting.
It's more than treasure. There were beds. It's a lot of singing and puzzle making. There was open treasure there. There's something more to it. Something more to it. There's probably, I bet you know what? It's probably a secret culty sacrificial layer. And we're about to walk in to the biggest bard's dream ever.
Just then, the front door of Lehman's Lodge blows open. A gust of wind. I mean, who could say? Nerys, go ahead and do a survival check. Let's see how fast the wind blew.
That is a natural.
That gust of wind blew at 78.5 ish 0.55 miles per hour, and just blew the door right open. It wasn't locked, obviously, so just blew it right open. It didn't destroy the door, but blew it right open, and you see just sideways rain at this point. Heavy sideways rain. So all of you are getting wet. The door just basically blew open, and you see just serious sideways rain out there.
You might want to get that fixed.
Wilf looks at all of you. Can't believe none of you are closing the door. Jumps up, and we're talking a thin man. And
I'm sorry, Shield will help him close the door.
okay, he's like 6 foot, 140 pounds. Soaking wet, and he is soaking wet as he tries to shut this door, and he's pushing against the door, and the wind is blowing with that natural 20. The wind is blowing like 42.78 miles per hour as a steady wind, with gusts up to, what was it,
78.55.
78.55. So, you're able, Shield, thank you for that. You're able to shut the double doors, and Wilf is now soaked to the bone. Now, this would give you the distraction because the door to the basement is behind the counter. Wilf is unhappy and wet.
Well, then I'm going to be the opportunist and get downstairs while they're closing the door.
Yeah, as Shield is like helping him close the door, he's gonna like give him very aggressive head nods, like go.
Okay.
Nerys will follow Naime.
Okay. All right. To the basement you go. Let's go to the basement.
Shield will also work his way down whenever Wilf is a little more distracted by his situation, so I guess he'll be behind everybody a little bit.
Okay. Let's recap. In the basement, you discover it's... I wouldn't call it a melody. What would we call it? We would call it memory of a melody, perhaps? The piano is not playing, and yet it feels like you feel music in here. It's the memory of a melody. All right, you are in the basement. Everything looks somewhat like you remember it. However, someone do an investigation check.
I'm going to give someone guidance.
15. And I guess if I get Nerys's guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a D4, D6?
D4.
Ooh, nice. 19.
Sweet. So what you notice is there's two windows to the south. Those are sort of, they're 6 feet up on the wall. You're in the basement, but you can see sort of the street level from there. You've been outside on the street and you've seen in from there, and what you notice is that they are starting to leak, and there is 6 inches of water sort of being held back by that glass right now.
Oh, this place is really shoddy.
Okay.
The papers are still all on the table, correct?
Yeah, the papers are on the table. You've got your title charts. You've got your shipping lanes, which I think you guys collected. You've got your, what else did you get? You collected, or maybe you left the food chain diagrams.
Yeah, I think we did, but I think that I had.
I was gonna say, I think we have those, the food chain.
But other than that, there are other notes and things down here.
Real quick, because you made a point of mentioning the windows, now I'm concerned about them. I would like to go ahead and cast Shape Water on both windows and freeze the water.
Okay.
That lasts for an hour.
Read that spell to me.
So you choose an area of water you can see within range that fits inside a 5-foot cube. I can manipulate it in a number of ways, including freezing the water, provided there are no creatures in it. And it unfreezes in 1 hour. I can cast it up to twice.
Perfect. That works. Yes. So each of those windows, I believe, are about 2 feet wide by 1.5 feet tall, if I recall, when you all checked before. So that absolutely works. There is one more down the hallway. I assume you're moving down the hallway, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hustle, a little bit of hustle. You put the rustle in the hustle, I think.
We head around the corner down into the next area, but if it's lower, that means that there's more than 6 inches of water down there.
Well, there's not water inside of the basement yet. There's water that's being held back by the glass. So the water is out on the street.
Gotcha. I misunderstood.
The streets seem to be filling with water.
Well, I successfully stopped 2 of 3 entry points of water into this basement.
Yep, you did.
Guess we'll just have to be quick about the rest of this because I don't have any sealant.
All right.
Mr. World.
Yes.
The windows, they look older, like they're not well taken care of, like they could use some fixing to stop the water maybe? Or do they look in good shape and the water's just super strong?
I mean...
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything such as like weather stripping and...
Yeah, well, they're not weather stripped.
Well, my thought process is that if there's a way to, if they weren't properly, like, if they weren't taken care of in the years that the lodge has been open, like maybe it was the weathering on it, like the old age itself, mending would not stop the water, but prolong it from coming in if I mended the window back to its like a regular condition.
Yeah, I think mending, slapping a mending on there would 100% stop the current leaking for sure. Now, how much water pressure the glass itself can withstand to be determined. Okay. We're about 7 inches of water at this point.
Yeah, I just want to give us like an extra couple of seconds because time is of.
Yeah, you definitely stopped the leaking for now.
Okay.
That works. Successful use of mending, which should work more often in a game where it exists. Okay, you come to the vault door.
Slow turn to Alvira.
Yeah, so I'll sing both parts because I'm not really 100% sure which piece that it wants because we got two, so I will sing both of them. I used to believe, but now I know your tentacles won't let me go, Mushu. You know, the deep part in there too. And then the all your tentacles, that. And then the all your tentacles won't let go of me times 4.
All your tentacles are belong to us.
Okay. Each of the 3 combination locks. Let's review the song one last time. I'm sure it will never come back up, right? How could it possibly come up? No way this is a recurring song.
Paris.
So the first piece we got from it was deep in the depths of my soul, current so strong and so Mushulu, my heart belongs to you. And then the second part was yeah. We crawl through the muck and the mire, drowning all thoughts of desire. Super Loki Mushulu, we are all slaves to you.
Mushulu. Yep. Okay. So those are the 3 verses, and then you do the chorus. All your tentacles won't let go of me. 3 times, and the door opens. And what happens? What happens?
I don't know.
Water starts to come.
Good.
Water starts to come in through the door very strongly, but it's probably, gosh, 1.5 feet deep. But that vault door opens and you can access a flooded hallway. Would you like to continue?
What the hell's? God, I do not need soaked boots now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Boots are soaked.
I will. Is it submerged?
18 inches deep.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna wade forward.
Okay, you wade forward. Wading forward goes around a bend, almost 2 feet deep. You get to a door. The doors is just leaking like crazy. Nothing like a vault door, just a normal wood door. Gaps in it, just massively. Just water streaming underneath of it. Water piling in. Pouring in around every crack and crevice. Through the keyhole? Is it coming through the keyhole? Yes, it's coming through the keyhole.
Everyone stand back. I think there is a lot of water behind here. And once everybody's at a safe distance, I'm going to open the door.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw. DC 16.
Fine.
Is that all of us or just Name?
Just Naime. Everybody else backed up to a safe distance.
18.
18. The water just immediately, like the door flies open and tries to crunch you. You dive out of the way of the door, avoiding that bludgeoning damage. A flood of water, like you are submerged. You're underwater. That initial rush flies through. You somehow manage to hold on to the doorknob and avoid being washed away into your party mates. Everyone else, you see this initial rush of water and it flies, and immediately the 18 inches that you were at is now like 3 feet deep. So Alvira, I'm going to say you're safely perched, but it is now serious water. It is moving in, and Naime, you're able to collect yourself, and you made it through that initial rush, but you see water just flooding in from this other room.
Can I tell the source? Like,
You
is
can.
it constantly pouring in, or was it just like overfull?
It is pouring in through this other this other door. So there's a room in here. This is the room. But ahead of you, you see this area, and water is just absolutely just flooding in from here.
Is there another door at the other end, like something that we could possibly close, or?
Well, this is what you can see from where you are. So you're right here at this door. You can see this other door, which is flooding, and you can't even quite see down here, but this is what you've got down here.
Right, but the door across, is there an actual like door / barrier that we could possibly put back into place and stop the water?
I mean, possibly, but you're now in 3 feet of water and rising, so it would be really hard to move in this scenario. It's possible. You could try it. I don't know if it solves your problem.
It would slow the onrush of water.
It could. It's possible. Would you like to try it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. What are the rest of you doing?
How many water is this? Do you suppose?
A lot.
I don't know. Thousands of gallons of water.
Considering I'm not even a full 3 foot tall, I'm gonna fly as much as possible above, but still like in a helpful sort of manner, I suppose, right? Like close to my friends, but above the water. Because I would drown.
If Naime's set on trying to close that door, shield will help. That's a lot of water for 1.5 people.
So you're in that zone where it's. Think about this. We've got moving water that's at least waist deep for most of you, and it's a serious wading expedition here. You know it's only. Oh gosh, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 feet. But it's a significant effort to get there. Definitely difficult terrain. You can move there, and it's gonna be tricky to get that door shut. You can try it though, the two of you. It's going to be a strength check 30 between the two of you.
So just straight strength and not like athletics or anything?
You could use strength. It's not really athletics.
We can still try to shut it if you want. We can also just push through and see what's on the other side. You still want to try to shut it? I got your back if you want to.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Just straight strength.
Shield needs a 13.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, that's very good. 38. The two of you just find the right grip under your feet, and you push and you use the teamwork, and you get that door shut. And for now, the rising water has stopped rising. It's about 3 feet deep, but it has stopped rising. And it may even go down as the water sort of floods into the other rooms. You might get it to go down to 2 feet or so.
All right, everyone, we've got only a few minutes probably before this door gives way. So let's see what's what in this room.
Other people are clearly more observant than Shield, so he'll try to kind of brace up on the door to see if he can hold it back to give it a little more time if it starts looking like it's about to fling back open.
Sure. That makes sense. And this is a pretty sturdy door. It's not quite the vault that you saw on the other side, but it's also not a rickety wooden door. So everyone else can see. Now you're gonna have to look, and this water is murky and it's seawater. So that's the other thing. This is seawater, not rainwater. I should have mentioned that. And your druid certainly noticed that. The rest of you may not have noticed the difference, but this is seawater. And as you go into this upper area, you see it's some sort of ritual space. It's flooded. Obviously, it's flooded, but you can see it still has that sort of glow from the water, from down in the water. It's some sort of ritual space.
I'm not gonna. I told you it was a crazy cult, but I told you it was a crazy cult. But it's pretty though.
Is this under the
Congratulations on
same
being
2
right.
feet of water? Or a little bit less? So you said it was elevated?
No, this is the same. I mean, it's elevated by only 6 inches or so.
Okay.
All right,
Can-
just then you hear a smash and a just water pouring in. It seems like that one window, the glass is finally given way, and water is starting to pour in through that window down here. Now this is rainwater from down here. Seawater coming in through here. Rainwater is now flooding in through here. These two are frozen, so those are good. And yeah, that's where you're at.
Right, we need to get out of here. It's gonna flood.
Yep, we're taking on more water back here. Whatever you're doing, do it fast.
Oh, go ahead. Vera.
I would like to. How deep did you say the water on the summoning circle is, Mr. World?
Yeah, it's about 2.5 feet or so.
That's a little risky for me, but I'm gonna.
I don't know that I would call it a summoning circle. I would call it a ritual space.
Ritual.
Can
I want to see.
I tell anything about it?
Yeah, the symbols seem to be very nautical. They seem to be. There are fish. There are tentacles. There are waves. There are runes that all sort of have a nautical style.
Is it? Can we tell if it's like active or?
It's glowing, so it's not active.
Sorry, Elvira, what were you gonna do?
I don't even know. Yeah, we probably should get out of here though before we drown.
Okay, is everybody on the same page? Are you getting out of there?
So you said there's no like actual summoning circle,
No, there isn't.
but are there like lines or something on the floor?
Yeah.
What
I
happens
just
if
wouldn't.
we touch it?
You want to touch it?
I'm gonna touch it.
Push the button. Do it.
You just touch it.
Like,
You reach down into the water, into the muck
no, I'm
and the
gonna
mire.
like tap it with my hoof.
Would you say that you crawl through the muck and the mire, drowning all thoughts of desire?
Except for the desire
Sure.
to push button.
Okay, so more of a hoof.
Yeah, like tapping on it with my foot.
Yeah, nothing happens.
I am.
Shield, you're feeling a strain. You feel that you're starting to hear the water sloshing up near your neck, whereas it was around your waist when you shut the door. It's now up in your sort of shoulder region where you're hearing it. So that's happening.
Very quickly before we bounce, I'm going to
Mhm.
take the tip of my sword and score the ground where the lines are and see if I can break them.
Okay.
And
It
then
doesn't break.
Then I'll bounce. It doesn't break. Okay.
It's a faint glow. We're not talking like super active right now. It's not like this is caused by a ritual. If that's where your head's at, I wouldn't make that connection.
What connection would there be?
I don't know, but I wouldn't make that one.
Okay.
I didn't hear some sort of natural 20 insight check from you. That was a freebie. All right, are you getting out of there?
Yep.
Okay, so Shield, you're like last person out.
I would assume so.
Yeah. So you see your friends sort of go down the tunnel. All of you now are in solidly 3 feet of water again, and water is just absolutely pouring out of this window. It's like a fire hose. That window is fully underwater, and water is pouring as fast as it can get through that hole. It's pouring through. So everything is actively flooding. Papers are all about. There's a piano floating, and there's a piano floating right here. You run up these stairs, and you leave the basement, and you get up into Lehman's Lodge, and the door has been blown open again. The wind is completely picked up. It is outrageous in there. You can go out on the street. You can stay in Lehman's Lodge. Wilf is Wilf freaking out? I would say, or would it be more of a hunkering, a terror, or is he gone? Hard to say. Let's see. On a 1 to 2, he's sitting there freaking out, but staying by his post. On a 3 to 4, he's hunkering, and on a 5 to 6, he has completely left. He's gone. Wolf is gone. Wolf is not there. Not in the building. Rain is just flying in from the blown open doors. Windows are blown out. You see things just flying down the street, barrels just head over heels flying down the street. People are running. The water is rising. What would you like to do?
Head for higher ground.
Okay. Higher
So,
ground or in the
yeah,
building?
Higher in the building. Gonna see if there's a room that is more central to the building.
Is there anything that looks like we could try to block the door if we could get it shut again? Something to put in front of it? Anything suitably heavy?
Oh, maybe. I mean, sure. There are things you could try. So there's the seating area. So you've got, a sofa and a love seat and a few tables. There's lamps. You could try to cobble something together. But the thing is, the windows in that sort of salon area have blown through. They've blown out. The wind has just smashed through. So water is coming from all over the place. The wind is whipping, and the howl of the wind. You were used to that lonely, gentle howl of the wolves in the wilderness, and what you've got now is the howl of something entirely different. It's like it's indescribable. It's so loud. And from the street, you see. So you are going to. So I'm hearing hunker, center, second floor, third story, but center to the building, Naime?
Yeah. Keeping away from the windows and not all the way to the top of the building because we don't want like the roof falling in on us. But
okay. All right. Okay, Mayor Sammy, you have a natural disaster on your hands. The town is this is worst case scenario. High tide, full moon, massive storm. The seawalls have all given way. The storm is ravaging your town. People are being swept away. They're being trapped. This is your town.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be in the street trying to find people I can help get them onto higher ground, but I can't really do it myself. I'm just me. I could use some help.
Before the rest of you run upstairs, you see. Describe yourself, Mayor.
Sammy is an air genasi. She's got like whitish blue skin, white hair, just kind of a dork who probably looks like she shouldn't be the mayor, but is. And she's in like her, oh gosh, I forget how old she is. She's not super old, but she's not super young either. Average age, mid-20s, late 30s. Something like that.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Hey,
I'm late 20s. Shut up.
I see some folk feel attacked.
Leave.
Average.
Average,
Between birth and death.
That really nice middle part.
Yeah, well, once you turn 40, you just turn to dust.
Yeah, it's true.
No,
which thing happens at 40.
Yeah, that's what she looks like. She's probably wearing a massive yellow trench coat, raincoat with a giant yellow hat. Like someone who looks like they belong in a lighthouse.
Gordon's fisherman style?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No other way.
Okay, so the rest of you notice that I think it's starting to dawn on you that that this is an emergency, a natural disaster for the city that you're in, and people outside are being swept away. They are in duress. Now, perfectly valid survival strategy to find a safe section within this building. This building is fairly well situated and sturdy, so you'd likely survive the storm. But you do see someone that is the mayor out there actively trying to rescue folks and get them to safety.
Would we wear that, Mayor?
Would you be aware that it's the mayor? Not really. There's certainly a do-gooder vibe, I would say. You know, you could think it's just a first responder, perhaps, concerned citizen for sure. I don't know that there's no badge or anything that screams this is the mayor of the town.
Is this individual flailing wildly for help?
I don't flail. That's not my style.
Look, times are tough. I wouldn't blame you if you did.
No. Just imagine her like coming, just waddling like this.
We don't flail. We wiggle.
Wiggle.
Champagne.
Just a little wiggle.
Is it the standard OSHA approved SOS wiggle?
Yes. It is the like you know when you're in a video game and you're trying to find your buddies, it's that kind of a wiggle.
Yeah, of course.
It's the friend wiggle.
All right,
I would like to
per Nerys, the wind is now sustained 72 miles per hour, with gusts up to 108.272.
All right, anybody in here? I could use some help getting some people off the street. If you're willing to help, some of you look mighty strong. And she's just gonna look at Shield and be like, namely, okay. You don't have to. You by no means. But I'm just trying to help some folk out there.
Shield's just gonna glance down at the soaked boots and unfortunately has nothing to lose, and a god who kind of demands he protect the weak. So there goes my self-preservation. Shield is gonna go help the mayor.
All right, Shield saunters, storms into the storm. Right.
As authoritatively as you can with wet boots. They kind of go.
Yes.
Wait.
And as soon as you step through that front door, that side wind just hits you. And do a DC 8 dexterity saving throw to stay on your feet. Got you by surprise.
I don't have to because I've been in it, right?
You've been making.
I'm
those
also
checks.
like made of air, so I guess I'm already like more than used to it. I guess not made of it, but
Are we sure you didn't cause it?
Listen, this one isn't my fault. All right, I don't control the rain.
I got a 21, but I want it to be known that D&D Beyond is playing games with me and hovered over that nat 1 for a second. Now it's not feeling okay.
Okay.
Bless the rains in Kamatchkalan.
Yeah, it gives all right.
I got a snort out of her. That is a win for tonight.
Okay.
Those snorts have increased the average wind speed by 2.5 miles per hour. It's getting worse.
All right. Anybody else? Is it just me in this very
Alvira, it's rough out there for a bird.
you know what? But I got to get these people to some higher ground, you know? It's just how it goes. I wanted to help, but if it's going to kill me, then I probably won't help because I got to save my own feathers.
All right, Alvira, if you can help, I'm going to set up a rope out this window. Maybe we can tie something to it so that we have a way to pull people up out of the water. And you can stay here and help pull people up.
Well, I'm not good at pulling, but I'm a little bit more at avoiding the wind and screeching loudly at the top of my, air sacs.
You could, be more like a beacon by screeching towards the direction that people are supposed to go.
You know, I have something in my bag to make my beak glow too, and we can just call me Alvira, the red-beaked owl.
Alvira, with your beak so bright.
God damn it, I forgot about
Wait.
that.
Wait a
You know,
minute.
I'm most helpful, you know, with scrapes and cuts, and I think I'll stay here in case anyone needs any medical assistance.
But you can also help pull a rope, right? Help Elvira, and Shield and I will do what we can. And I'm gonna strip out of the chainmail that I usually wear so that I can move around a lot freer.
All right, what you notice, you and Shield, in the streets is there are people in all sorts of distress. You see people trapped in single-story buildings. Water is rising. The water on the streets now is, gosh, it could be 2.5 feet deep, and it's seawater, and it is just flowing through the streets. And there are people that are trapped in. There are people holding on to lamp poles. There are people trapped in single-story buildings. How ambitious of a saving operation would you like to be? Tell me, let's say you can see right now on your first pass, there are 4 people that you can see in serious distress right now. Would you like to save them all?
All 4.
You want to save all 4? Okay.
I will rage as much as needed for it.
Are the 2 of you going together? How's this working?
We'll split up.
Why not?
Okay. Two people. Mayor Sammy is saving everyone possible as well. So I think what I'm hearing is you've decided to use Lehman's Lodge as a disaster shelter because it is a 3-story building. You can get people in and upstairs into the rooms that you have all the keys to. Apparently, you stole all the keys. So this can be a shelter. Okay, so you are each going to try to save 2 people. And Mayor Sammy, you're going to roll a DC. You're going to roll a D20. You're going to add your athletics to that, and you're going to tell me what that is. And I'm going to tell you how many people you save. I want the 2 Shield and Naime as well to do the same thing. Athletics checks. Tell me your numbers.
You sure you don't want to
21.
do acrobatics? Because that's
No, I don't think you can do acrobatics. No, not in
+9.
not in a flood. I know, but not in a flood.
You said athletics, right?
Athletics, yeah.
Okay. What was the number again?
No, you tell me you
Okay.
tell me your number, and I'll tell you how many people you're able to save.
Nat 20 for a 24.
Nat 20. Shield is like the people collector, hero shit. Just wades through, and one of the things. Not only do you save the 2 people, but as you are sort of storming back through the flood, you see a young girl and her dog are being swept towards the ocean through the water, and they've lost their footing, and they are just flat out being swept. And you casually, you got a person on each under each arm, and you flip one of them over a shoulder to free up your arm, and you reach out and you save the little girl by the scruff of the neck and the dog as well. Scoop them up and bring them in to the shelter. Sammy, what did you get?
If all of you would take a second and look at the thread for this episode or this specific thing on Heroes and Hooligans real fast, and take a look at the picture I posted in there, and you will see that I rolled a nat 1.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
So now we've got to save your ass.
Naime, what was your roll?
21.
I see what it That's not a 1.
That's a
It
1.
means a 1.
Yes, fuck
Okay,
me means 1.
I'm sorry, Naime, 21?
Yes.
Okay,
you means
so
not 20.
you are able to grab both of your people on this trip, no problem at all. You get them, and what you see though is the mayor who has reached a person and trying to help. This, uh, gosh, I think it's a tree branch. It might be like a small sort of spruce that's been uprooted, and it's just flying down, and it smacks Sammy just as Sammy is helping someone. It just smacks Sammy and gets Sammy right below the hip, right in that leverage fulcrum spot. And Sammy has been knocked loose and now is afloat in the water.
Fuck.
9 hells. Once I get my people to safety or to the lifeline that Vera and Maris have out the window,
Mhm.
I will go back for the mayor.
Okay.
Shield will
It's
go
gonna
help.
be
He's
tough.
aware.
Yeah, but you're so busy rescuing
Saving
4
all the.
creatures. You see it happen, and it's bad.
I'll be. I've got it. Go.
Okay. So, all right, this is going to be a tough one because Sammy's being swept towards the sea, and it's like swells at this point. So the water is coming in from all angles. It's coming in from the east and the west, but then it's sort of swirling and swelling in and out. There's like a breath to it, and eddies are forming in some of these in these intersections. It's a really ugly situation, and Sammy has been knocked off her feet. His feet, their
Her.
feet, her feet.
Can I make a survival check to see if I can grasp for anything to stop me?
You will be able to, yeah. Yeah, so Naime, you get the 2 rescuees to safety up at least up on to the sort of entryway, and they're able to work their way in, and then you see Sammy in serious distress. Sammy, go ahead and make a what would be the check you want to make?
Survival.
Hmm.
Unless you want me to make it just straight up dex save.
I think you can make an acrobatics save at this point. You're sort of being tumbled head over heels, washing machine style.
Please God. Okay, that is an 18.
Okay, you start to collect yourself, and there's a lamp post that you're able to grab onto. Now you're not on your feet. It's really tough to get back on your feet once you've been washed off of your feet in a flood. Naime, you see this. Sammy has managed to grasp onto onto a lamppost.
I will dive back in the water and try and swim to collect her.
Okay, you're swimming now. Okay.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah, that's a valid approach. Really tough to swim in here, but yes. Okay, go ahead and give me a. I think swimming is athletics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
18.
All right, 18. You were able to survive, and you're working your way to Sammy. It's going to take you another round to get there, though.
Okay.
Shield. Your folks are safely stashed.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anyone else I can get to?
Yeah, there are. There are. The more you look around, the more people you see in distress.
I'll go for him.
All right, give me a athletics check.
Oh, thick. This one's not nearly as good. This one's a 9. Can I try to rage to go for it, or
You would certainly rage. Rage against the washing machine, I think, is what we would call it.
all right? So I'll pop a rage,
Out damn spot.
and then with rage, this one's a 19.
Okay, you're able to storm angrily. You lose your footing for a second. Your face goes into the water, but then you rise back up and you say, "Not today," and you storm over and you're able to grab a person there. Okay, let's cut back to Sammy. Light post, water's moving all over the place. Really hard to get your footing. You see Naime swimming towards you.
Be careful, all right? I seem to have gotten myself a little caught up.
In a spot of bother.
Yeah,
We'll wiggle.
in a bit of a pickle.
Well, let's get you out, since you dragged us out here anyway.
Listen, this is my town and my people. I have to take care of it, and if I don't really know the rest of that
Less
sentence.
talking, more swimming.
Oh, I can't swim very well.
Of course not. All right. Hang on.
Oh, wait. There is something I can do. That I forgot that I could do. But it's up to the DM if I can do it. So, Mr. World, do you think I could levitate right now?
Yeah, you can levitate.
Okay.
The problem with levitation in Nerys, would you like to give us the weather report?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, what? It's bad outside.
Is there a 30% chance it's already raining?
What was your what was your check there?
Oh, not good.
Okay. Yeah, it's rough
It's
outside.
a 10.
Yeah. Okay. It's
gonna rain!
It's windy and rainy. Nerys is confirmed. Yes. So Sammy, you are taking a little bit of a risk putting yourself up in the air.
Well, I
at this
think
point.
looking at levitate, I can only move by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach. Which allows it to move as if it was climbing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be a good idea.
No, you'd be in major danger at that
Major
point.
danger.
Major danger.
Major danger. Yeah. Never mind then. Forget I said that.
Alvira, is there anything you would like to do? You're
I have a question.
yes.
Does Astoria have emergency beacons? Like in the region that we're in, sea storms happen. It's just maybe not as big as this one on a regular basis. I know we have a lighthouse, but are there like emergency beacons along the coastline or through the city somewhere that would give warning to people who were not like dead on the coast to see it, like, hey, there's a bad storm coming, or something we would use to let the farmers and people know, whoever is paying the weather cleric that pays attention to the weather on a regular basis and stands in front of the green brick building and gives their forecast on a regular, do they have something to like say, hey, tornado warning, hey, hurricane, yada yada, like a siren except for like a beacon?
Mayor Sammy?
I have implemented something akin to that. I think it's just a lot of birds that have a person. So it's like a person and a bird, and it's almost like when there's a bad storm coming, they screech specific things, and they also have a megaphone. So it's almost like a to everyone else, and then in between it's like the emergency services have been started. Please move to a safe place. You know,
You
fun
know,
shit.
it's a really good system
Such a good system.
until the wind goes above 40 knots, and then that system
A system just literally falls to the ground.
we're to the
Crumbles.
side of a building.
Or to the
Yeah.
side of the building. There's so many birds. Rest in peace.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing Alvira's doing is taking note in the next political election to remove this mayor because they don't understand the biome that they live in and how nature works. So
Listen here, I am very familiar with the wind. We can talk about politics later. I need to get inside.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Naime, you're swimming to Sammy. Sammy briefly considered levitating out of the water, but then the wind becomes a major problem.
Better not.
Then give me another athletics check, Naime.
Hi ho. Cool. It was on a natural 20, and then it flopped over to a 2.
I should have cast guidance.
So 7 total.
I can't cast guidance now, but I should have done that.
You were doing so well.
I
You were
was.
swimming in a direction, and then this just ocean swell from the side. And you the thing about swimming in these conditions that you've learned is, you're a strong swimmer, but you're used to like a rivers going typically one direction. Even waves on the shore are typically going mostly one direction. This is starting to get some riptide stuff, and then some cross what do we call it? Cross spray, some sort of cross waves, and something just hits you from the side, and you are tumbled over end over end. But you're able to grab onto the same lamppost, so you get to the lamppost, and are able to grab onto it. Not quite.
That's only half the battle.
Knowing is the other half.
Oh, fancy seeing you here.
Yeah. I'm glad I can make it.
Yeah. How are we gonna get out of this? We're just gonna make a way to out. That's a poor idea.
Yeah, no.
What that other one? I think I heard you calling him Shield. Where'd that one go?
Yeah.
Speaking of Shield,
Speaking.
by this point, what I've noticed that Naime's been gone just a wee bit too long.
Yes.
We Hacksaw Originate, then one more.
Oh my god.
We going back out. Let's go. Where they at?
All right. Going back out. Going back out. It's getting worse. Nerys, do you want to give us an updated weather report?
Sure.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay.
And here's Nerys with the weather.
That's a nat 20 for 24.
Another nat 20 on the weather report.
Oh my god, she channeled Jim Cantori.
Sustained winds of 110 miles per hour with gusts up to 135.278. It's getting rough out there.
I don't like how this weather gets worse the better I roll. I'm just saying.
Ignorance
And you
is
said
bliss.
I caused it.
Ignorance is bliss. So yeah, it is getting worse. Shield, you have Naime and Sammy that are crucial to the rescue efforts, I think. And there are a lot of people that need help. Those two are part of that solution, I think. And but it's going to be an athletics check of DC 18 to get to them. And to fully rescue both of them is going to be a DC 22 athletics. Not impossible. I haven't looked at your athletics.
Yeah,
But not impossible.
I got a +4 to athletics. So I have more uses of rage. Could I use another one?
Sure. Why are you raging against the dryer this time?
I'm absolutely raging against the dryer this time. It
Yeah.
never seems to dry it all the way. I have to put it through 2 damn cycles every time. And you know,
That's a shame.
I've had enough. I've had enough of this damn dryer. So
That's what
not
Wilf is
that one.
saying right now. Wilf is like somewhere inside of that building with his clothes, just waiting for them to dry.
Bad news. The highest I got was an 11.
Okay. All right. You're not drowning, so that's the good news. You are able to keep your head above water, but you are not making progress towards Sammy and Naime. Naime and Sammy, do you have anything you want to do or try?
I have rope. Is there any way that I can toss it to Shield or toss it around something, like almost like a lasso, to like see if I can pull us closer to our destination?
How much rope?
50 feet.
I mean, yeah.
I would presumably swimming against the current, right?
Yeah. The current is definitely a mixed current. It's like swells going different directions. It's not a it's the hardest thing to express, but it's not like a river whatsoever. It is not even like the shore of at the beach. It is left, right, center, back, forth. It is a constant foot by foot fight to move in it and do what you want to do. So you could try the rope, sure.
Okay. I think that might be the only idea I have for now. I would, if the wind wasn't what it was, I would use my bow and arrow and shoot the rope somewhere. But that's hardcore. Unless you think I can.
Well, it's tough because you're holding on to a lamppost, so that makes it tough to use two hands.
You're not wrong. Okay, let's just see if I can throw the rope. What kind of check do you want for that?
Hit Shield's AC. Armor class 16. And that's going to be an unarmed strike. So whatever your plus is for an unarmed strike.
Mine?
Yep.
+4.
Okay.
So I'm just rolling an unarmed strike.
Yep. To throw that rope. Naime, do you have something queued up that you want to try?
Nothing but swimming very hard.
Okay. So you're going to make another run at it.
I'm also going to cast guidance on myself. So please hold while I add.
Well, wait. How far are we from the building?
Yeah, how far away are we?
You're about 80 feet from the building, roughly.
What
And just
is
think about this: that you're like, this is one block of a town that is being inundated. Yeah.
And Mayor Sammy has received an inspiration from the audience.
Nice.
Hey, thank
Hey.
you. I did roll a 21, by the way.
Fuck it. Have an
Okay.
inspiration.
Shield, you are smacked right in the hand with a rope.
Yoink and climb. Well, air quotes, climb.
Mm-hmm. Sammy, I assume you wrap the rope around the pole and.
Yep.
All right, Shield, you can pull yourself in. You now have 3 people against the lamppost. Naime, you're gonna make a run for it.
Now, is there anything within 30 feet?
Yes. Yeah, there's another building within 30 feet.
Downstream?
There is one downstream. If you time it right, you can go into that swell, sort of let the momentum of that swell move you towards a building. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to summon Suda 30 feet away. If there's
Okay.
like a balcony or something, that'd be even better.
Yeah, there's a balcony, of course.
Awesome. Now my gear. Never mind. Then I'm going to switch places with Suda.
Oh, we doing some Nightcrawler shit.
Sammy's just gonna see this happen and be like,
See you, nerd. Why?
"You could do that the whole time."
Good luck.
All right.
And I'm going to see if I can find something to help get them out.
Something in the building.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. The window is smashed there on the balcony. You see 2 people are inside huddling. They're on the second floor. They're huddling, and they're wet, but they're safe on the second floor here for now.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother, but do you have any grappling hooks, rope, anything of that nature?
They
Oh,
don't have a grappling hook. They do have rope. Yes.
I'm
And
just imagining you
and
go
they have
in.
the closest thing they would have is a fire poker, I think.
I have a crowbar.
Actually, a fire hook or poker would be fantastic. Thank you. Be right back. And tie a rope to the fire poker and chuck it as hard as I can around the light post and have the other end of the line attached to the balcony.
and how far away is the mayor right now?
At least within 30 feet
Okay, so
of me, anyway. I don't know about from you.
well, if I was gonna do this, I'd follow you downstairs. So
No, Naime has been out in the muck and the mire, swimming.
right, but didn't Suda just come in to ask for a rope?
That was a
No,
different
that was
building.
a different building.
Oh.
Building.
Yeah, that was a random bystander.
Oh, sorry.
Poor things.
They're just looking so confused. Do I need to roll anything, or is the crowbar or the poker over there?
Okay, so go ahead and roll your just roll your unarmed attack.
Fine. 14.
Okay, 14. So, Shield or Sammy, you see a rope and a fire poker flying towards you. Each of you can reach out to catch it. You will have to beat a 14 to do that. So that will be a straight dexterity or athletics check to grab this fire poker.
All right.
18. What's inspiration? Is it D4?
Yeah.
D.
Or no.
No, the one from the audience is it's essentially advantage. It's a reroll.
Advantage? Okay, gotcha. Let's just see.
I hope you get it.
Nope. All right. That one was better. 18.
Okay, snags it. All right. Sammy and Shield can use that rope to climb up to the balcony and second floor of the other building.
I'll get inside where you can be nice and warm and not wet.
Sammy looks like a drowned rat at this point, just soaked to the bone, but also just not really phased. She's all right. This was a little bit more difficult than I expected.
Nerys, would you give us an update on the weather report?
No.
No, don't make me.
I only got a 9 this time, but
All
I
right,
feel like
Nerys
that's not going to make it better.
looks out and surveys everything, and what you notice is fully a house just floating through the middle of the street. One of the houses that Shield rescued people from has just become lifted in the water and is just flowing down the middle of the street, smashing, and it smashes right through that lamppost that everyone was holding on to just a few minutes prior. And there are carriages, and there are now, the other thing you notice is these very large logs are starting to flow through the town. It's they are causing a ton of damage to buildings and walls as they are pushed through the town. But are you going to attempt any more rescue missions, or at this point are you just going to sort of like try to?
Is there anyone in sight?
Do a perception check.
Perception.
Say 17?
No, 14.
14. Yeah, you see someone.
One more.
You're going for it?
You're
going for it. Okay. You're
Shield, you've done enough.
the water is deep at this point.
One more.
Drown out there.
One more.
You can leap off of the or lower yourself down the rope if you don't want to be epic. Into the water, and you can attempt to go rescue looks like an elderly gal, still very vibrant, like spry, but not quite ready to swim in this kind of water. And
just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
yeah, and you can try to get there.
As Shield is going down the rope, because superhero landings are bad on the knees, you know. Gotta make sure those are okay later. Just in his head, he's gonna keep reciting mantras of Vigea Vicari and just keep saying out loud, one more, and we are going to get angry again at the injustice of this piece of shit storm, frankly. And I'll rage again, and I'll try to go get the old gal.
You raging against the dying of the light?
I am, in fact. I'm very tired. So that's either a... Hey, another nat 20.
Hey!
Nat 20. You find this gal as you scoop her up. You see she has one, a parrot, and two, there are three children that you couldn't see from up on the balcony, but you see them from where you're at now, and you just push through, and you have the gal, and she tells you her name is Gladys, and you just tell her to hold on to your neck and stay on your back, and you just power swim over to the children, and you've got a parrot perched on Gladys's shoulder, who is holding your neck as you power swim over to these three children. You scoop them up, and then you are able to climb up into a third building, second floor of the third building now. So we've got Elvira and Nerys in Lehman's Lodge tending for the rescuees, people who are able to get there on their own, plus people that Naime, Sammy, and Shield have already rescued. You've got Naime and Sammy in a second building on the second floor, huddled with the family. And you've got Shield in a third building. And Shield, are you satisfied now?
That would depend. Is there one more?
Oh my god.
Are you satisfied with your care?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
If there's no more around and there's clearly nothing more Shield can do to help, then he's good and just gonna
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Alrighty, you got it.
Oh god.
11.
Not really. You see someone that looks like most likely they'll be fine where they're at. They are what they've done, and you think it's the right move for them, as long as that house stays moored. It's a first level house, but they're up on the roof, and they're sort of splayed across the A-frame, and they're just staying low, arms out, legs out, and just lots of points of pressure. You think that the weather, if they just hold on there, they're probably going to make it through.
Then Shield will huddle up, and if there's nothing more he can do, then there's nothing more he can do. He'll
Okay.
let them be, go into a corner, and start offering prayers to Vigary.
All right. You all go through a terrible night, horrific night. The wind gets worse. It gets a little easier, and you don't get much rest. But morning finally comes, and the storm has passed. The storm has passed. You have survived the storm. And due to your efforts, many people that would not have survived have survived. Elvira, you have full range now. You can safely go outside. The wind is 20 miles per hour tops.
Yeah, I just wanted to ring the bell for everybody else, but I feel like if the majority of that nasty part is over, then there's not much for me to do out there in this moment, I guess.
Okay. Mayor Sammy, your town has had a natural disaster event.
All right.
These people are heroes.
After everything is kind of calmed down and we're all in the same area, there's a lot to be done still, cleanup wise, but I don't think I could have done this without you, and I owe you a debt. I do. You've helped me save the place that I love the most, and I appreciate it.
A debt of information, perhaps?
Information or what? The disaster plan. I left that back in my office.
No. It was your disaster plan was definitely a raging disaster.
You're not wrong. It's technically not mine. It was the guy before me. I'm working on it. It's a
No,
mess.
not that information.
Oh, what information do you like?
Well, I'm just asking if it's an acceptable exchange, if said favor happened to be such.
I mean, if that's what you want, you literally just help save my people. So, sure, if you don't want a shining key to the city, sure.
That sounds like a lot of bills and responsibility. That doesn't really make room for tour dates, large concerts, being a part of a massive spread like a festival, headlining, or Benny and
I do like a good festival.
Can't blame you there.
Oh, I would love to go to a festival.
All
Would
right.
there be rides?
Do you, at this festival, do you stand around a lamppost and air your grievances?
No, that's towards the Christmas time.
That's the
Oh.
rage pole.
Yes.
You know what?
I feel like Shield knows what that is.
I am an angry, angry man for justice.
Well, aside, Mayor Sammy is this part. I would like to talk to my friends, because the reason I was asking about an exchange for information is investment intermodal. The mayor's office has information on them because they hold a copy of all contractual documentation, and would be a line of us to trace down Fancy Pants McGee. Can't remember his name. Kristops. Yeah.
Oh, you are a clever bird. I knew I liked you.
Yeah, well, wisdom may have been in the cards for today, so I'm going to expend that use of wisdom. That's just my thought process, to be honest, because I don't really know of any other way we're going to gather that information. We're not really highly recognized adventurers. We don't really have street cred around here now a little bit. You guys do, you heroes. You know what? Don't go being too heroic, or you're going to end up like Frederick too. You just watch that. That's crazy business. Be careful on that. But anyway, you two heroes got some street cred. Nearest and I, we're pretty awesome too, but in our own sort of awesomeness. But that's just my thought.
We are.
Well, thanks. I don't like it when you're nice and then mean and then nice and then mean. It really makes me confused, and it's a lot of extra brain work that I could be putting into the song that I've been writing about you in the first place. You really got to make up your mind.
You've been writing a song about me?
Do you
Make up your mind.
You know what? We'll get back to you listening when I talk to you another time, because clearly, no, you don't. But if ever there was a chance that you listened to me, we should get that information from that person who also seems to be bird-brained, but not in the kind of awesome way that I am bird-brained.
Sammy has already snuck up next to you and is listening to this whole thing. Just
You're nosy.
I'm a rogue. What do you expect? Gosh, I'll throw you a festival. What do you want to know? Bill.
Well, we need to know who was hired to clear out any dangers around the logging camp to the southwest. because they may have committed a grievous act of murder and multiple murders.
Are you saying there's a serial killer in my town?
Not so much serial killer, just like wanton slaughter.
Or someone who just has a very skewed idea of what a bandit or dangerous person is.
Well, there's a lot of bad people here, but can we go to my office? I've got all my files there. I've got all the names and peoples and places and things, but I have not slept. And I cannot think of these things after a night of absolute exhaustion.
Yeah, how about you go there and we will catch up to you in a moment. I just want to talk to my friends about some things, you know, camaraderie and, you know, minding your own business and such.
I have no idea what that is. All right.
Do you have people for cleanup and such?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I and more hands would help, but we've got people. We care about each other.
Sounds lovely.
We try.
But yes, we will be right along.
All right.
And turn to Vera.
So,
All right, listen. While you guys were playing Hero, and Nearest and I were back here doing whatever it is that we were doing, I had a few moments where I just needed to know some stuff. So I consulted my cards, and I flipped the seer card, which tells me to listen to my inner voice. And something in this place is a muck. Like Meyer and Muck, but the same, but a little bit different. Do you know what I'm saying? Does this make sense to you? Like we were in the underground in the downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and it was seawater, not like regular water. And there was the strange glowy lines, which I really wanted to look at, but lots of water, tiny bird, really not my thing. Not a fish. But I really have my concerns about leaving all of the innocent people of the town in this storm shelter with a ritual circle, hiding in some kind of crazy summoned seawater in a place that shouldn't be summoned seawater. Just saying. And they really need to work on their politics. That mayor is trash. When we finish adventuring and it's time for me to retire and stuff, I think I'm going to run for mayor of Astoria.
I didn't think you were the type to ever settle.
I won't be settling. I will be raising and elevating my station.
Oh, I didn't mean settle as in a position. I meant stay in one place.
The mayor has to stay in one place? That's absurd.
Well, she is kind of the mayor of Astoria, so.
Well, I will be the mayor of Astoria and all its neighboring cities. Choice of where I'm performing for the evening. Like a mayor tour, similar to my musical tour. I'll just mirror my careers, you know?
Of course.
I don't know. I thought she was very lovely.
More to the point at hand, where should we put them, if not in
Lovely with no disaster plan in a coastal city. Who uses birds? But anyway, we should go there and get that information.
So, do you think there's some sort of causal link between the ritual space downstairs and this storm?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we get storms here all the time, but this was borderline, should have had a name. How insane it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
I feel like it was called Astrid.
You know, that would be a good name for it. But I do think there's some sort of connection because, like, why is this just like all of a sudden happening with no sign or indication at any point before? Like, it was just like boom. But that glowing circle was still glowing when we got there. Nobody else was there. And Gendley apparently doesn't exist. So, I'm telling you.
You're right. We should think about moving the people out of the lodge.
You know, you could just tell them to go home, and if their home floated away, they can move in with their neighbors.
That is how you get stabbings.
And I definitely
That's how
don't
you get
want
stabbings.
Yeah. Who wants to smell their neighbors cooking on a regular basis? Honestly, man.
Oh, it depends on the cooking.
It's a, you know what do they call it? A mooferism? Something like that.
Oh,
Anyways, we should go see that mayor.
Well, just a minute ago, you were worried about leaving all these innocent townspeople in this building with the magic circle.
Yeah, well, where the hell am I going to carry them all to? I couldn't even go out in the storm and help them get in here in the first place. I'm just saying they shouldn't stay here for long.
So you're going to present us with a problem and then not even care about the solution?
Well, I care about the solution. I just don't currently have it.
Just like a mayor.
them is fighting words.
Look, I brought the question of is this safe to the table. I want to be the mayor, which is a publicly elected servant of citizens, not the dictator who does what they want to do. So clearly I'm talking to the rest of my friends to get their input and see what do you think is a good thing that we do here in this situation.
If City Hall is big enough, we could try to keep them in there if they have one that's still intact. Maybe if there's a local church or if it's big enough for a cathedral.
Or move them away from the coast to the farmland and stuff for now.
We could try that, but moving that much people would require some logistics we don't have right now.
Well, I will present the problem / solution to the mayor and tell them to do mayor things. Save their people.
Yeah, that'll work.
She can figure out the schematics of how many horse-drawn carriages they can pull through the muck and the mire before Mushulu comes back here swinging with some tentacles of rain and lightning and thunder and insanity.
Speaking of which, if we are going to speak to the mayor, we should probably head that way.
Yeah, hopefully they got a good bottle of whiskey in their office.
All right, you head to the mayor's office at Town Hall. As you work your way through town, you see that the flooding has mostly subsided. Basements are obviously going to take a little bit longer. Streets are mostly clear. The sea has returned to the sea, and the rain has stopped. Cleanup efforts are underway. Fortunately, most people survived, due in no small part to your efforts and many others like you. And while there was a lot of damage to property, one of the things about a story that you'll find out from your mayor, who you are about to talk to again, is that because of the population decrease, there is a lot of empty housing. So people that lost their possessions in their houses will have places to stay. But it's definitely a disaster. And with that, you are back at City Hall. Mayor Sammy, you have reviewed the situation, gotten people organized. and but you have some other problems.
Yeah. All right. Hello again. I see you've all come to say hello.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Glad to be in your presence again. Your mayorship.
No one's ever called me that. I don't know if I like it. I'll roll with it though. All right. Cool. I have that information you want, but I also need your help with some other things.
Like,
Sure, be happy to help.
Wait a minute. How do you have the information we want if you don't even know what the information we seek is?
I overheard you,
You know,
bird brain.
first of all, take that back or I'll peck your fucking eyes out.
Now, I don't think we need these hostilities after such a rough and wild night. If we can, we would, if you are able to provide the information that we were discussing, we would love to have it. And then we would also love to assist you in helping these fine people of this town.
Yeah, hold on to that wee business, friend.
It seems one of your friends does not really want to help out my people, but we'll keep talking and you can make up your own mind. So, you were asking about this lumber situation, yes?
Yes.
I only have one contact investment, and that is Kristops.
Oh, that's funny. That's who we're looking for.
I never met him. It's just happened through correspondence. But he's a person that I chat with. And in regards to the lumber, God, all I can remember is this person's Manuel. I think that's all I know.
You're talking
Sorry, it
about
can't be more than that.
the
Manuel
foreman?
something. It might have been a code name for something, I don't know. Manuel might be a common name. That's all I have on that, though. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's not the information. You didn't listen very good. Manuel Toparuli is the guy from the camp. Yeah, but that's not the question. The question is the contract for the outsourced protection that went to clear out any dangers before the logging operation run by Manuel Toparendi, which happens to be called Restoria Logging Company, went out for the spring/summer logging.
Yeah, I told you. All I know is what Christoph sends me, and that he told me Manuel's doing something, and that's about all I know.
so there are very well armed mercenaries that periodically wander the countryside near your city, and you didn't know anything about it.
Well, I know who. All right. I know some things, but I don't know everything.
Well, has Kristoff said who their security is contracted with?
He likes to get people adventuring parties. Around the springtime, he contracts them out.
Do you know if your town hero, Frederick, was part of one of these parties?
Frederick. Isn't that one guy that oh yeah, that one that was found in the alleyway and then oh, that was a quite nasty situation. I'm not quite sure. The world is full of adventurers, and it's possible that maybe he was, but I don't know. But that's the least of my worries right now. All I can give you is what I've given you. I have a bit more of an issue at hand.
Yes, murderer, least of your worries. Yes. Awesome.
It is a quite a bit when I've got body parts washing up from the sea. Yeah.
Wait, body parts?
Yeah. Something is out there.
Oh, so they're being eaten
Munch?
or torn apart?
Typically, it's the arms and the legs that we find first.
Oh,
The feet tend to wash ashore a few days later. We never do find the head.
that's ghastly.
There's something's out there, and it's killing people. Boats are capsizing. Not just because of the storms. It seems I can't save my people from everything, and I need help. I would really appreciate it if you would just look into it. And if I can find more information, I'll do my damnedest, but I can't make any promises.
Look to Elvira.
I'm sorry about the bird brain comment.
I don't know what you're looking at me for. Literally no information was provided there. That's everything we already knew. So
That's all I got. That's all I have.
We can't just leave these people to get torn apart.
And summer's on its way, and if I am going to even begin to keep up with the economic surge that's coming with summertime and travelers, they have to be able to feel safe going to the beach, and I can't have body parts washing ashore. Do you know what I mean? It's not really conducive for tourism.
Yes. Also, I can't abide, random travelers being ripped apart by some disgusting vermin of a monster.
Yeah, no, it's the fact that my people are dying, and also at the same time, if they keep dying, I lose my people, and if they keep dying and more people start coming, then they're going to start seeing that, and then no one's going to want to come here, and then everyone's just going to leave, and then everyone's gone, and so I lose everyone either way. So people need to stop dying. Yes. That would be nice and ideal for any other situation. Yes, I see what I'm saying. Anyway, monster at sea, eating people. Please, for the love of all the gods, I would love your help.
We don't seem to be getting much else from here. This could be an opportunity.
I promise you, I will look into this information, see if I can dig anything else up. I cannot make any promise. I can promise to try. I can see if I can meet this Christoph's man in person. We've never met in person. And see if I can meet him in person. See what's going on. But I can't make any promises past that. You gotta know that I'm in a rock and a hard place.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Don't ask me, friends, because I have inversions.
You what?
All right. On that note, we will pick up here next week on Heroes and Hooligans Thursday nights, Kamatchkalan Chronicles. We'll see you again next Thursday. And with that, I want to say thank you to everyone. And I just realized I have the old outro, or is it updated?
Do
you have it? You have the new one?
I may have not have up. Oh yeah, I have it in mine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.